one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Meeting over here.
Yes, hi, thank you. We will now proceed with item 1 on the agenda, the oath of office for the newly re-elected board members, Sam Pinto and Alexis Case. So, I will swear you in, and then after the meeting, I'll have you sign and I'll notarize everything. So we'll just do a swearing in now. Okay. Sam Pinto, please come forward. Do you swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of New York, of the State of New York, and that you will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of member of the Board of Education according to the best of your ability?
I do.
Thank you. Alexis Pace, please come forward. Do you swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that you will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of member of the Board of Education according to the best of your ability?
I do.
Yeah. The next item is nominations and elections for the office of board president. I will now entertain nominations for the office of president of the Board of Education. Do we have any nominations? Dr. Ryan?
So I'd like to nominate Mr. Sam Pinto as president.
I've seconded.
Okay. Are there any other nominations for the office of board president? Hearing no other nominations. Hearing no other nominations, I'll declare the nominations closed. Is there any discussion? Okay. All those in favor of Sam Pinto for president, please raise your hand. I'm going to call everyone in order to vote. Dr. Ryan?
I vote yes.
Mr. Pinto?
Yes.
Ms. Pace?
Yes.
And Ms. Belsey?
Yes.
I declare Sam Pinto president of the Board of Education. And once again, I ask Ms. Pinto to come forward. Do you swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that you will faithfully discharge the duties of the president, of the office of president of the Board of Education according to the best of your ability?
I do.
I now turn the meeting over to the president of the Board of Education.
Thank you, Ms. Dolan. Thank you, Dr. Ryan, for your leadership over the last few years and your continued leadership as the board president. I look forward to working with the rest of the board, the administration, and the district in my new capacity as the board president. I will now be taking nominations for the election of office of vice president.
I nominate Alexis Pace.
Is there a second for this nomination?
I second the nomination of Ms. Pace for vice president.
Are there any other nominations for the office of vice president at this time? Hearing no other nominations, I'll declare the nomination for vice president closed. All in favor of Alexis Pace for vice president, please raise your hand. Seeing no second nomination, I declare Alexis Pace the vice president of the Board of Education. Congratulations.
Would Ms. Pace please come forward once again? Do you swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that you will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of Vice President of the Board of Education according to the best of your ability?
I will. Thank you.
At this time, Dr. Gallagher is going to take over the next approvals for appointments.
I'd like to recommend the approval of the appointment of Maureen Dolan as the district clerk for 24-25.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Oh, any discussion? Dr. Ryan?
I vote yes.
Ms. Conway? Not here in her absence. Ms. Belsey?
I vote yes.
Ms. Pace?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Ms. Stone, please come forward and I can administer the oath. Do you swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that you will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of Deputy District Clerk? District Clerk of the Board of Education, according to the best of your ability.
I do.
Congratulations.
I'd like to recommend to the board the appointment of Michelle Talley as district clerk for town for the 24-25 school year.
Any discussion? No vote for this one.
There's no action required.
No action.
I know it's both necessary. I'd also like to recommend the appointment of Joan Ramirez as treasurer for the 24-25 school year.
Any motion?
Motion.
Any second?
Second.
Any discussion? Dr. Ryan?
I vote yes.
Ms. Belsey?
I vote yes.
Ms. Pace?
I vote yes.
And I vote yes.
And Ms. Ramirez is not here this evening, so we'll administer the oath at another time. And finally, I recommend the appointment of Michael DeVito as deputy treasurer for the 24-25 school year.
Is there a motion on the floor?
Motion.
Second? Any discussion? Dr. Ryan?
I vote yes.
Ms. Belsey?
I vote yes.
Ms. Pace?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Mr. DeVito, will you come up and we can have you administer your oath?
Do you swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that you will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of deputy treasurer according to the best of your ability? And I'd ask the board to consider the remainder of the reorganization items, item 13 through 43 at the consent agenda.
Is there a motion on the floor?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
I just have one question concerning the meeting dates. That's November 26th, that Tuesday. That have to be the Tuesday during Thanksgiving week?
I don't know that off the top of my head. Is it the week before that, or is it that week? Dr. Natalia, Dr. Ostrowski?
Probably the week after.
Yeah, that's what I meant. That's it.
The 26th is the week before. 28th is Thanksgiving. Yeah. So that was our wasted.
It is the week of Thanksgiving. Could I ask you possibly amend that, because I don't think we should be meeting the Tuesday before Thanksgiving?
Great.
In the past, we had one meeting in November. I did go to one. I didn't know if it was required, so.
Right.
If it was wanted.
I think it's fine. We can make the decision in the school year, determine if there are any issues that are pressing that you have to meet a second time, but I don't think we should be meeting Tuesday of Thanksgiving.
So the amendment will be that we remove that date?
That's amended, yeah.
Any other discussion? Before we move on to this vote, I just want to send regrets from Ms. Conway. She's out of town on a family and personal business. She wished she would be here today, but she's unavailable and sends her regards. Dr. Ryan, how do you vote?
I vote yes as amended.
Ms. Belsey?
Yes.
Ms. Pace?
Yes, as amended.
And I vote yes as amended. We're gonna move into the regular meeting, we're gonna do a little reorganization for a moment.
Where do you want?
To your right. Think you move over. That's- Yeah. All right, welcome to the regular meeting of the Board of Education, July 2nd. We'll begin with a report of the superintendent's schools.
Thank you, Mr. Pinto. No real report tonight, except just to say that we've had a wonderful season of graduations and moving up ceremonies, every single one of them beautiful, showcasing our students and celebrating them and our families. And I thought at the high school celebration, I thought one of the epitomes of Long Beach spirit was our valedictorian, Troy DeFrancesco, who is going to Princeton next year, sitting on the stage, high-fiving and hugging nearly everyone, his fellow graduates, and cheering for them as they came up. If that doesn't exemplify the Long Beach spirit, I don't know what does. So make me proud to be the leader of this district during this season. And that's really what I have.
Great. Moving on, Board of Education comments.
I just can't speak when I want, I have to be recognized now that others can speak. I just wanted to thank Ms. Dolan for sort of organizing this agenda. It's kind of a meaty agenda in terms of getting it all on for the reorg. So thank you, and it was a pleasure working with you this year in terms of meetings and celebrations and ordering cakes and taking care of elections and ballot machines and poll workers and all the other things that you do so effortlessly in your office. So I just want to thank you for all of your service and how you do the job. Thank you very much. And congratulations to Mr. Pinto in this space. And we wish you every success. Thank you, Mr.
Anyone else? Great. Moving on, questions and comments from the public on tonight's agenda items only. Right. Seeing none, moving on, approval of minutes for executive session, regular meeting of June 11th, 2024, and executive session of June 18th, 2024.
Motion?
Second.
Any discussion? Brian?
I vote yes.
Ms. Belsey?
I vote yes.
Ms. Pace?
I vote yes.
And I vote yes. Student organization announcements? Great, moving on to presentations of the
And
superintendent.
I just, there was an article in Newsday, might have been yesterday, about the number of students in Long Island who serve on the school board in some capacity or other. Can we kind of make an effort to try to get greater representation from the high school in terms of student organization in these meetings, because they're given time and oftentimes they're not present. So maybe if we could do some kind of active outreach to the high school staff, try to get them to have some students maybe on a rotational basis. Because I know these kids, the same ones, they'll be in music, they'll be in student government, they'll be in drama, and they'll be in athletics, and they'll have a million things to do. But it'd be nice to get their perspective in a meeting. And I see through Newsday that a number of districts do have active high school student participation on their boards. So hopefully we can
And
do
Dr.
that.
and I think that Governor Hochul actually proposed, and I'm not sure if it passed the end of the legislative agenda, that every school should consider having a high school student as an institutional member. That may be something we want to discuss. That they would come to meetings, obviously not executive sessions, and wouldn't have a voting participation, but I think giving our students that more, maybe we can discuss that over the summer for your comment.
A few years ago, we actually had them very actively participating, like weren't they coming at the beginning of the meetings?
Yeah.
Well, usually they come when they want something. Robotics came because they wanted a trailer, and they got a trailer because they came. So I think it's important that they realize that this is civics in action, and this is government, and that they're active participants, and that if in fact, they should be advocating not for themselves, but for other students and other community issues. So I think that's the point.
Thank you, Doc. Moving on, now to presentation of the superintendent.
Yes, I'd like to ask the board to consider certificated personnel, including a walk-on agenda item for tonight. Ms. Dolan, can you read the walk-on resolution?
Yes. Resolved that the Board of Education of the Long Beach City School District appoints Ms. Christine Lamarca as the interim elementary assistant principal effective July 3rd, 2024.
Can I get a motion on personnel certificated and the walk-on?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Second.
Any discussion? Just want to thank those who are retiring and those who are coming on board. Welcome and appreciation for you. Ms. Belsey, how do you vote?
I vote yes.
Dr. Ryan?
I vote yes.
Ms. Pace?
Yes.
And I vote yes.
And I'd like to introduce first Jenny Hoffman, who's our new Director of Literacy. Welcome. And Margot Montgomery and Holly Conklin, new teachers in the district. Item number 2 is non-certificated personnel.
Can I get a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Second.
Any discussion? Ms. Belsey?
Yes.
Dr. Ryan?
I vote yes.
Ms. Pace?
Yes.
And I vote yes.
And I'd ask the board to consider items 3 through 37 as a consent.
Can I have a motion?
Motion.
A second.
Second.
Any discussion on that?
Yeah, I had two issues I had. The first concerns transportation agreements. Mr. DeVito, I did the math, it was quite quick, but we're spending over $2 million in terms of contract transportation. And in terms of if that's accurate, I had about 2.2 million. If that's accurate, how does that jive with years past in terms of that transportation cost?
I didn't get last part, how's it jive?
Yeah, with years past in terms of how much we're spending.
Yeah,
on contracted service.
It's a little bit higher, but not significantly higher, but it is a little bit higher.
Because I think oftentimes we think we own our own buses, so we're sort of self-reliant in that respect.
No, we have a hybrid.
Right, okay. The second question I had was concerning one of the specific contracts, but I guess I'll mention that when the time comes for vote.
Ms. Belsey, how do you vote?
I vote yes.
Dr. Ryan?
I vote yes on everything, but I vote no on number 11.
Ms. Pace?
Yes.
And I vote yes. At this time, any Board of Education's comments, new or old business spending?
Just wanted to ask about summer school, if I could. Just we're not finished with regular school and summer school begins and extended school year for kids with special needs. So that is set to begin on the 8th, and we're all set as far as the high school, and I guess the extended school year will be here.
Yes, correct.
Just as a question in terms of the high school. I'll just get the question, thanks.
Any other comments, Board of Education? Seeing none, moving on. Questions and comments from the public on any item? I ask if you do feel the need to come up, speak it for 3 minutes, and give your name.
Joanne Papp, 445, South Milan. You guys can hear me, so.
Yeah.
Solid. Congratulations, Alexis and Sam, on your appointments. I feel like I would be remiss if I didn't come here and ask, with the committee in full swing and East going, if we could potentially think about pausing this reorganization and everything going on right now with the uncertainty of the building, uncertainty of the funding, I spoke with Karen Reppy and a couple of people, Andrew, I spoke with a representative for Andrew Stewart Cousins about the survey. They right now are not anticipating any negative cuts in the next couple of years. The survey was funded for $2 million. It's going to take almost a year to repurpose that. I think right now it's just going to cause a lot of turmoil for the next school year. I don't think it's going to affect our teachers or children in our community like it's already had. I don't think you have this, I don't have the stomach for it. I don't know if you do. I think that I would strongly consider pausing this, because as we've seen through research and survey, the community is almost split even. From neighboring districts that have closed schools like Northport or Baldwin, there has been little to no savings, actually increases. For Northport alone, closed 2 schools, moved their middle school, and did not save a penny. Their taxes went up 2% year over year, and they have almost spent $2 million in increases after these closures. So I would just feel like I need to bring it up for your consideration to just kind of maybe take a pause on this until we get more information from the state. It's an election year, so that's all I have. Thank you.
Appreciate that. Do you have that in email, the update, do you think, the timeline and changes?
Yeah, I can send it over to you.
Wouldn't mind sending it to Ms. Bowen?
Yeah.
Send it to us.
For sure.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments from the public?
Hi, Loretta Doria, 83 Vermont Street. We're here. Well, first of all, just want to say thank you. Our kids, I have 2 kids at West School. They absolutely love West. They're obsessed. They would rather be at school on the weekends than home with us, which I think is, I mean, hopefully not a testament to me being a bad parent, but you all doing a really great job. And the really strong leadership that we have at West School, the staff and teachers, our kids just really love their experience there. The reason that we're here is I, about a month ago, learned that our incoming 4th graders, which my son is a part of, are being consolidated from 3 classes down to 2. And I have some concerns about that. I have a really unique and personal situation because my son gets a lot of special ed services and has grown beautifully over the past 2 years. And the feedback that's been really consistent that we've heard is that the small group environment is really where he thrives and he really requires that. So when I learned that our classes would be increasing 50%, I know we're on the smaller side, about 15 or 16 kids per class will be going up to the upper limit that the district allows, 23 or 24 per class next year. So I was really concerned about that increase. Started talking to other parents and they all had the same reaction that I did. All these 4th grade parents weren't happy about the increase. A lot of us chose West School because we really value that small community feeling that our school offers. And whether people are on the same boat as me where their child gets special ed services or not, they really weren't happy to hear that we would have this sudden increase. So I know a lot of you have probably seen my name and other parents' names pop up in your inbox. So I just wanted to come down here, put a voice and a face next to the request that we're making for you all to kind of reconsider. I know it's a small group of 45 or so kids, about 100 kids at West School, that will benefit from you kind of reconsidering this change that's being made and really only impacting our kids who have had a really rough start. They started school in pre-K in the COVID years, had kindergarten and 1st grade kind of in and out of virtual school. So we really just ask that you consider keeping their environment kind of as close to what they're used to as possible for their 4th and their 5th grade years as they're kind of exiting elementary school and graduating on to the next stage in the district. So that's why we're here, is just to, again, like revoice our concerns as parents at West School and ask you to consider.
Thank you.
Hi, Sunny Maggi and I'm at 471 West Beach. Just to echo what Loretta said, thank you very much for all you do for us in the district. You know that it's a lot, but you're all benefiting from what you do for us. So thank you very much, and congrats to the kids and friends. So one of the things that I would like to voice when it comes to this specific issue in our grade is, yes, that they came up knowing this small grade, class size. We know it's a luxury, so I don't want to say that we have to keep it small, we don't think that all of them are going to be small. Across districts, we know that there are smaller classes, and in going into a middle school or a high school, which was something that was, that they want to prepare for. So you say, they're going to be okay. They're going to be okay in this large class size, and they're going to be prepared for that next level. But looking at what the level is in the middle school and in the high school, they are not at this 24 level. So I don't see that argument. I also just wanted to approach the administration and the board and just ask a question about communication and communication to the parents. As you know, I now a retired co-president of West, 2 days out. And I leave the future of the West School into the new board, but they are taking this feedback from us, and they are part of this, and we do listen to our parents and the teachers, because it's not just about the families, right? The PTA is a parent, teacher, or teacher, right? And community. So the communication that came through this one topic, to me is just a little confusing. Because on one side, I have information that's coming from many different sectors saying it's a board decision. And then I have another group saying that no, it is not a board decision. It is a decision between the administration, which is superintendents and principals. We know we know what the principals and the teachers in the West think. And they think that this is not the best for this specific group. Not to say that, none of we have to make changes, but this specific group just would like you to reconsider. And we were brought information, again, about communication, that it was going to be status quo, and that there was a meeting, and it was brought back to the parents, and we were like, yes, they're not going to change it. And then after the budget was passed, then we got news of it, and it was quiet, and obviously we could tell everyone, but it wasn't actually presented to the group of parents that were going to be affected. And when I told my friend at the beach, she was very like, I can't imagine what happened to my son in September, like he got shot and I got shot. So they don't want their kids to go back there. So I'm advocating for my son as well. So thank you for listening. I hope that we can make a difference. Thanks.
So a couple of things.
Yes.
First of all, decisions are never made in isolation. It's always the board and the administration and the principals and teachers. And where we disagree, we hash it out. So that's number one. In terms of timing, sectioning is something which we well into the summer. We added a kindergarten class because we ended up with a section that was too big. In our upper grades, 3, 4, and 5, we've consistently had a smaller upper grade than lower grade. The history here is people, about 10% of our grade levels drop off, the net anyway, as well. And so for the past few years, actually, we've had to look at different grades and consolidate in grades 4 and 5. Now, what do we do that? Yeah, going from 15 to 24 sounds like a huge difference for kids. But there is really no research on what class sizes ideal. We obviously don't want class sizes reported. When I first started teaching, I had 36 kids in a combined 8th and 9th grade math class. Don't want that anymore. But there is a point where it almost gets too small, particularly as kids get older, and we want to give them rich experiences, collaborative experiences with a variety of peers, and prepare them for middle school and high school. And those classes are 22, 23, 24. Not across the board, but in many classes in high school, they're definitely larger than in elementary. So, we try to do the best we can with the resources we have. And if any of us up here, and I have spoken to the board about this a few times and said, are you in support of this? Felt that this was not what was best for students, we wouldn't do it. We honestly feel that the services we could provide and the way we conduct classes, especially in grades 4 and 5, works with a slightly larger class size than K1 and 2. And we know that because we've done it. We've done it at Lido, we've done it at Lindell, we're doing it at East this year too. They have 23 and 24 in their 5th grade. So it's not a new practice and it's not unique to that group at West. And the only thing I can say to you is we always look for what's best for kids. And if in the first few months of school it's not working, we would address that. But we really do feel like this is the best thing for those students. It's not a cost saving measure. It's what we think is best for those students to prepare them to be different kinds of learners.
So I guess that was one of the main points that was a little confusing because it was saying it had nothing to do with cups. And that it wasn't the best thing for the kids. And as parents and also educators that are saying that this is not the best for the kids. And that the studies are, they're saying that there's no study saying that we don't know what is the magic number, but we do know that a student to teacher ratio, the lower it is, the better the performance.
Not really. That's not really what.
There's statistics, and I know this statistics were even sent to you over the years, that they are there. My sister is also a child psychologist, and believe me, I went to her to say, listen, where are we here? We know that you need to prepare the kids for larger sizes, but just looking at every single class, I don't think, like, there are a few, but that is not the norm. I think we would be okay as parents for 21, maybe 22, 20, but to go to 24 and to know the relationships that are residing within that class, it can't just be about the class, the kids, the size, and what's best for them to try to go to the future. It has to be like the students that you're working with in that class know the education of where they are, know the relationships, know some of the things that the parents have requested as far as separation, whether they're behavior, anything. That was really what should have been part of, not saying let's prepare them for like their classes, because we're gonna get there somewhere. But it's about what's best for the kids, and we feel that if we need to advocate for the kids, and this is the best. That's what we're saying, and we want the people that we elect and that are running the schools for our kids and the future, because there's many other things that come ahead, are really considering what is best for them. And I know this is not on the class side, but the East issue is another one. I mean, changing that 5th grade, like, I would say just let them be, let them have their class. Like, why are we changing them and have all the items that we're going to? So,
I hear you, and we can certainly discuss.
yeah.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments from the public?
Megan Curley Chapman, Bishop Glasses. Change of address, 466 Mount Boulevard. Yeah, I know, I know, but we all are neighbors. I'm not too far, that's the other side of park. I wanted to reiterate what Joanne said about thinking about pausing these committees. Going through some of the questions and the surveys, it's apparent that people feel strongly in one way or another. And for myself, obviously I'm an East parent, so I would not want my child's school to close. But I'm also a reasonable person, and I do understand that we were in dire straits. But if we aren't in that position anymore, and Albany moves at a snail's pace, in 2026, when possibly that study to fix foundation aid is completed, it's an election year for Governor Hochul and for our board members. And so things will change, and necessarily opinions will change. New people come into the district, et cetera. And so while I thought that it was a very good exercise, and I appreciate the transparency and the effort to get all the info from community members, I just think that 2 years things can change very drastically. And I want to also connect to the Westville parents that the entirety of East School is going through this, where we will possibly be put into different schools. And I'm not saying I don't trust those schools, but I want to say something that I think a lot of people haven't said, is also that I'm concerned more with the structure of principals, social workers, and assistant principals, not just class size. I mean, I don't know, my kid doesn't get any special services, she's very bright, I don't have a lot of concerns for her particularly,
But I know there's a lot of kids with behavioral issues, things like that. If you're adding 100, 200 kids to the school, that is going to change the makeup of patrol of the school and necessarily affect children. So I just think a lot of parents aren't talking about that part. They're talking about the class sizes. And so I think that's something we really need to think about.
Thank you.
Hello. You're gonna read this, I never read this. I'm Danielle Ferraro, 460 East Hudson Street. So, I piggybacking off of Joanne and then also Megan, I think the classroom size point is a really good one, that so many people are concerned with classroom size, and although I believe most of the research does show the smaller classroom sizes, I came from Queens in the 90s and I had a huge classroom size, so, and I feel like I turned out okay, so, but again, it's not just that, it's the restructuring of, and I do think, again, smaller is better, but restructuring of all of those aspects, but also the school nurse, the school nurses have a lot of challenges, and, I'm a nurse, I've spoken with our school nurse, and adding, again, 200 people to the school, from all that we communicated, I didn't hear about there being 1.5 nurses, that there's 2 people or someone, you have someone shifting around. The other thing is, I've heard quite a bit of talk from teachers and students where at Lido, at pre-K, I believe, has lunch in their classroom because there's not enough cafeteria time. And there's so there's not just the classrooms, but again, all of the other, the gym time, how our things are being scheduled, and outdoor time, how many, classes are in the auditorium or in specials and all of that. So somebody, I think, had mentioned that the third floor of Lido was open, but then my son, who was in Lark, was like, no, I'm up there, and so-and-so's up there, and so-and-so, like, I just having so many kids in the school, I mean, I was in the East, and I heard that Mr. Wiggs was sharing like half the library with Mr. Mack, and yes, and at first I was like, oh, he's got a huge office, but then I was kind of seeing the layout, and they're all kind of jammed in, and I just don't understand how closing the school is allowing for all of those students to have all of that space, all of that, and again, not just the classroom size, to have all the opportunities that they have with the space and extracurricular, or, specials, I don't know. So that was has been a concern, and also nursing, for sure.
Thank you. Any other comments from the public?
I just want to respond. So a couple things. So first of all, I want to thank all of the members of the community who spoke, because I know it's challenging to get up there and speak, and I really appreciate you guys coming with calmness and with clarity. It really helps to hear your messages. So I just wanted to say that. I think all of this has been met with a tremendous amount of anxiety from the beginning, and there are lots of things swirling, right, in the community, what's true, what's not true. I just kind of want to break it apart and make sure that everyone understands that the conversation for the classroom sizes is very separate than the conversation. I know it's being lumped together, but it truly is very separate. So I just wanted to say that out loud, because I hear a lot of like, well, one thing has to do with the other, and it truly does not. So I just want to make that clear, but you were heard, and I want you to know that as well. And I just want to say that I appreciate, especially Joanne, every time you have come up, you speak, clearly with intelligence, calmly, and I appreciate you, and I appreciate all the information that you're sharing. If you have those emails, please share them, because they are looked at. But the last thing I will say is that I think for me as a board member, what I struggle with is that we were asked to form a committee, we formed a committee, and then the committee isn't appropriate, and then the survey is skewed, and then the survey is wrong, and, you know, it's really hard, we're trying to do our due diligence as a board and as an administration, and I just would ask the community have patience with that. Because it just seems, from my perspective, that we're coming up against roadblocks along the way. So, this is the way to do it, to come, to speak, to do what you guys are doing, to do it calmly, and I just want to say I appreciate that. And I hope that clarifies for you guys a little bit.
Oh, sorry, it's not back and forth from seats. We'll give you, because there's no one else waiting, you can answer the question, but otherwise.
Okay, I just,
No one else wants to speak, right? Anyone else? Okay. You're good.
I just wanted clarification on what you just said, that the classroom size does not have to do with but you kind of skipped over, I didn't under.
No, what I was saying is it's two separate issues, like, and everyone seems to be lumping it together, but the classroom sizes, at West School is a separate issue than what we've been talking about with reorganizing the district
Oh, okay.
and
I just
potentially
didn't know.
closing down an elementary school.
Okay.
It's not one and the same, there's two completely separate.
They're exclusive of each other.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I didn't know what the other thing was, like.
Thank you. Anyone else? See no more. Announcements. Longest classroom teachers.
Keith Hogan, President of the Longest Classroom Teachers Association. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the board. I'd like to start off this evening by saying welcome, congratulations to all of our appointed and newly elected members of the Long Beach educational community here tonight on the school board agenda. In addition, I'd like to say how excited the LBCTA is. Looking forward to the 24-25 school year to work with all the members of our community to make the 24-25 school year a success that we all know that it can be. And in closing, I'd like to wish everyone a happy, healthy, safe 4th of July, as well as the rest of the summer. Thank you.
Thank you. Administrative, supervisory, and PPS, Group B. LBSCA, Group C employees. EPA. All right, can I get a motion for adjournment?
Clear. I'd like to make a motion to go into executive session.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Ms. Kelsey?
Yes.
Dr. Ryan? Ms. Pace?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Just so everyone knows, we're going to go into an executive session to talk about matters. We're probably, there's no really reason for you to stay, because we can come back and we're going to adjourn at that point. So, thanks again. You're welcome to stay, but there's not much to stay for.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I didn't know.
Thank you, Mr.
Enjoy executive session. Happy summer. How are you? Have a good one. Congratulations.
Yes.
Hi, nice to meet you. Thank you so much. President of the Teachers Association.
Yes.
Is this on?
Thank you for
Yeah.
Stop laughing. What's gonna
Now you can just go into the summer, so excited, so happy.
I already did that. I think you're great. Yes, I'm excited to be back here.
Well, you know. Are you going? Yeah, I'll take the shortcut. Congrats, actually. Hey, how are you?
Bye.
I love
I'll
seeing
see
you
you
on
on the
this
summer.
night.
Yeah, I'll see you.
Nice, have a good summer.
Have a good night.
tosses your stuff around.
Finish?
You can, yeah, you can leave, yeah.
Can I have water?
Oh, sure. The board's coming back, but you don't need to stay.
It's all right for me to take this then?
Yeah, take it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Good night.
Good night. Yeah. Good night.
So it's just something that we have so much to do. We have almost 4% graders. He's got an iPad. So no matter any grade, so it's the other one. That's the only one. We also have to get yeah, he's he works at a post office, so he comes here, it's got to drop off, but he's only English. Yeah, absolutely. I always think of it in Texas, yeah, so technically not part of the department. He works in the financials, faculties, and some department sick. Back to work. So they pulled back there, so now he's taking like 20% financials and the rest home. And then you did there, It's one of the partners, it's Joey's car. They just go on the road. So, things that he knows about the whole computer, it's not to sideways, and they try to fix it. Right after the last meeting. Oh, yeah.
longer the restaurant.
But it's great, it's good, yeah. Especially because new places now, the bistro, French restaurant. I don't know, there are a lot of things that people are, Oh, well, towards school, that way. I don't need Christmas stuff ever since then. Yeah. I go by it all the time. You see that. I've been there several times, but it's been a few years since I've been there. It's usually the same, same spots all the time. I'm personally changing all the time. That which I used to. Maybe they renovated it. Or maybe we should call it. I was going like 10 years ago, and I was like, I felt too young. They're all, it's like my sweet spot. Almost, I know they do it almost every Thursday. No, just use the talk so much done. Used to be just a wee bar over there, but now it's like a wee bar is just too small. Now, so nice. Three bikes stacked on top of each other. One of them was the bass player was standing back. I was like, oh my God, that's the two from the bikes. For the other guy. And then it hit me like 2 days later. And I was like, that's it. Because the name of the band was Martin Brand. It's even like clearly when I was there. I was like, that has to be Joe Brand's brother because he looks just like that it is. So, but he was really good. I mean, the whole band was there. Professional musicians, it was awesome. It's just, yeah, so.
I guess some
Oh, yeah, I wanted to go there. That's in Merritt. Is it in Merritt or?
That's
Salt. So it's Cedar Beach. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I actually started following on it and trying to get my friend to go with me. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Is there anything more to it, or is it just to it? Is it on the channel side? Or is it on the beach? Out there. Oh shit, I would go back out there and just sleep with people. That's when they like redone that whole thing, right?
It's huge, actually.
it's always close Thursdays. So we should each other. But
You had to go.
6:30. Chris, back.
Thought you forgot about it.
Yeah, no,
Your minutes.
we left lengthy combos. All right. Good evening, everyone. We've come back from executive session. The time is 7:51, 6:51, I apologize. No votes were taken in executive session. Could I get a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Motion.
Anyone to second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you. Thanks, Lori.